Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we have an exciting new release from Jimmy Choo to review. It is the new Rose Passion fragrance. So many requests from you guys to review this. So I'm going to be letting you know what I think, my first impressions, and how it compares to the others in the range. I have quite a few of the Jimmy Choo perfumes, so I'll let you know how it compares too. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We are all about perfumes. I have hundreds of videos like this. I do have a video that goes through the Jimmy Choo range of fragrances, and also an article that goes in depth on them all as well, so I'll leave that link down below, and in it has links to where you can still buy like the discontinued ones, like Jimmy Choo Flash is discontinued, things like that. And of course I'll also leave in the description box links to where you can buy Rose Passion all around the world where it is available, along with the links to where you can get my Perfume Empress pre-order Aphrodite that's also got coconut in like Rose Passion, due out soon, and my candles as well. So first impressions of the fragrance. I was quite pleased to see that it comes in the signature Jimmy Choo original bottle design. If you're regular here, you'll know that the very first Jimmy Choo perfume, the Eau de Parfum, is like my favorite fragrance from designer brands. I absolutely love this from the first time I smelt it, and I've had it ever since it came out, like over 10 years ago now. And it's just a really Moorish pear with a sort of toffee undertone, bit of patchouli. But I love pear in fragrances, and I just find this so perfect, and I wear it all throughout the year. I find it quite comforting because it's like a bit of my signature scent. But recently they've been releasing the I Want Choo fragrances that come in the really long bottle like this. They've had the original and then this one as well, so I was thinking that they were just going to release all of them in these bottles from now on. So I do actually prefer the original bottle. I think it's cute. On the photos of this it looked very, very pink, like almost fluorescent pink. In real life it's a little bit of a darker pink. So when I first sort of saw the advertising around this, it was quite beachy, talking about the coconut note, so I figured this was going to be a really coconut perfume, and I was almost a bit like, it's a bit spooky that I'm like come up with Aphrodite this year and I'm releasing a sort of coconut aquatic perfume that comes in a pink bottle. I was like, that's so weird that Jimmy Choo have got a pink bottle with like a coconut perfume. I hope it's not the same as Aphrodite and they've like read my mind and vice versa, considering that original Jimmy Choo is one of my favorite perfumes. I definitely don't think it is super similar to Aphrodite at all, and it wasn't exactly what I was imagining from the advertising. So the note that's in here is a coconut milk, and I wouldn't describe this as fresh. The coconut here is mixing with a vanilla note, a creamy sandalwood, to create something that's quite warm, more along the lines of Alien Goddess. And the name Rose Passion makes you think there's going to be a rose in here. There is no rose in here at all. The floral note comes from a jasmine and a frangipani, which is a tropical fragrance. But typically they feel quite fresh fragrances with frangipani in. Here I'm getting the jasmine, which is making it more moody, more warmer, and mixing with those warm vanilla coconut tones. It lists it as having an orchid note in here. I don't really get any orchid here at all. And what's unusual for Jimmy Choo fragrances as well is that there isn't really a super fresh top note. It goes straight into that coconut milk, the jasmine, and then the sort of more ambery, warmer tones appear. So for me, this is quite a sultry summer fragrance. It's not light-hearted and fresh. I think it's quite sexy evening. I can definitely see people wearing this like in the evening time in the summer. For the daytime, I think it might be a little bit too warm. You might want something fresher, especially if you live in a hotter climate. And I do think that you could definitely wear this in the autumn and the winter. So the branding sort of threw me a bit, because I think this is definitely like a year-round fragrance. It's not just a tropical summer fragrance. And it's definitely warmer than the original, which has that fresh pear. There's not really that fresh top note here. In terms of its like quality and everything, I've had it on for an hour or so. I can still kind of smell it around me, so it's okay. None of the Jimmy Choo perfumes are particularly intense. I don't think it's as strong as the I Want Choo perfumes, but it's not weak. It is an Eau de Parfum. Yeah, Eau de Parfum, and this is the 60ml size, by the way. Sort of branding aside, I think it is a nice perfume. I think it's the kind of fragrance that I feel like I have kind of smelt before from all the other sort of coconut vanilla perfumes. I personally would have liked to see this without the vanilla in, so it was more a celebration of coconut, like my perfume is going to be. Personally, in terms of sort of comparing it to the range, so a lot of the other fragrances from Jimmy Choo, especially in the original bottles, like the floral one, blossom, and I actually have the eau de toilette version of the original here, which is discontinued. They're all much fresher and brighter. This one is definitely more grown up, sultry, moody, but then it's not too heavy. Personally for me, for the summertime, this one is still going to be my favorite, the floral. I find this really addictive because it has a nectarine note in here. So it's quite sort of orangey, fruity, super refreshing. I wear this when it is like a hot day. And even though this is an eau de toilette, I find it performs really well. It definitely performs like an eau de parfum, just as good as other Jimmy Choo eau de parfum. So don't be put off by the eau de toilette. The blossom one is definitely quite a light one for me. That performs like an eau de toilette, even though it's an eau de parfum. Confusing. So yeah, I do recommend the floral one if you like your really fresh orangey type fragrances. It's often, you can find this really reduced as well. I don't know if this has been discontinued. I'm not sure. It's definitely still around, but they don't promote it and stuff. But it hasn't been out for that long. I think it was 2019 this came out, but I love it. I find it really Moorish. And if they did ever discontinue this, then I'd probably want to create something that was quite similar because it just gives me that refreshing vibe. So overall, I think Rose Passion is Soki approved. I think the name and the branding are both not an accurate representation of the scent, which isn't a big deal really, is it? But I think if you're looking for a fresh summer tropical perfume, there are other ones that I'd recommend. I do have many videos on the best summer perfumes. This one for me is more for someone looking for something a little bit more sexy and warmer. You know, I probably wouldn't wear this like to the office or any kind of serious occasion. It's kind of reminded me a little bit of Calvin Klein Euphoria as it's settling down. But let me know what you think. Have you tried this yet? Is it what you expected? Like, what are your impressions of it? And let me know what your favorite Jimmy Choo perfume is. I know a lot of you have discovered the floral from me going on about how great it is, and of course the original as well. But do let me know. And like I said, I do have my articles and videos going through the wider range, so I'll leave them linked down below, along with where you can get this. Give the video a thumbs up if it's been helpful. That really helps me. And do make sure that you're subscribed if you're a regular viewer. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.